45. Yeah, baby. 45, yeah. Church on Sunday is 45. Church on Sunday is 45. And you know what this is? Yeah, you do. Yeah, you should be knowing by now. This is Slex. Yeah. www.slex.me. Woo. Church on Sunday 45. And you know what I was thinking? I was thinking that, people are like looking for answers. And if the truth be told here, I call myself Solex because soul expression. I mean, I'm not rehearsing any of this. And good part of what's going on too is like I'm not rehearsing. I'm not coming up with a subject. It's just coming and I'm letting it flowing. It's just coming and I'm letting it flowing. I'm not trying to get in the way. I'm coming in line because I don't want to be in control. I realized a long time all the pain that I was causing myself from the control that I was being in my life, and I didn't want that anymore. I couldn't take it anymore, and I've had some really difficult times in my life too. And stuff like that's gonna break you. Stuff like that's gonna break you. And because when you're in control, you're out of control. When you're trying to control something, you're gonna get the opposite of the thing that you're trying to control. That's a universal law. I mean, I'm going to be the profound one to say it and proclaim it. It's the sin of control. Start out in the very beginning. The sin and control. The one that says, I can be the one to make the choices. I can try to control things. I can do stuff. And you know what God's doing? He's going, he's laughing at Satan too, because Satan thinks he's in control too. I mean, that was the thing that gave Satan the open door in the beginning, was that man had free will to make decisions. And because there's spirits, and I know this might sound a little bit kind of odd for you, but there's spirits that are in this world that are unseen, that are influencing things. Yep. There's the spirits in this world that are unseen, that are influencing things, and they're allowed to be in the presence of our minds if you are giving the attention in that direction. Where your life is going and what's happening in your life is where you're giving the attention to. Okay? And so you got to understand that, and you got to know that, right? Where are you giving your attention? So where are we going with all this? Where we're going with all this is where you need to put your attention, okay? Because I don't think there's one single human being out there that if you asked him this question, if you asked him to say, hey, I got something for you. Hey, listen up. You want to know something? Hey, listen up. If I could give you the ultimate peace and serenity, and I know there's some people out there that already understand this, but there's a lot of people out there that don't. Okay, so I'm talking to all those people. Okay. Wow. Those people that are out there, if I could give you total peace in your life where you're really not having to worry or be concerned with anything. Do not worry about what you shall eat or what you shall wear, because look at the birds of the fields. But then you look at people, how much they're caught up in what they're going to eat and what they're going to wear, right? I mean, that's a real simple one. That's a real simple one right there. So if if I could give you total peace, if I could just wave my wand and give you total peace in your life, to not worry about anything, whether you're going to get your bills paid or not, whether you're going to this or that or not, or whatever it is. Because what's kind of interesting, I don't care what level that you are at, whether you're low income, middle income, whatever it is. Isn't it kind of funny that everything all is just kind of one way or another works out? I mean, you might find yourself in moments of having lack, but sooner or later, somehow, everything works out, doesn't it? Because Because really, whether you understand this or believe it or understand it or believe it or understand it or not, God will never leave you or forsaken you. God will never leave you or forsake you, okay? So, and that doesn't mean that life and everything about it's just going to be a little picnic with little birdies flying around and pretty flowers smelling good. We live in a very complex world, and a lot of the things that are happening to us are because of what we're doing to ourselves with our own speaking and think, feel, and believe. Yeah, think, feel, and believe. Go listen to those videos too about what's going on right there. A lot of the stuff that's happening in our lives we're bringing on ourselves because we're in control of saying everything. But, you know, back up over here where we was talking about if I could give you total peace in your life and not have to be worried, concerned, no matter. I mean, and I'm telling you, I'll tell you that in times in my life, things were looking pretty bleak. I mean, I was at one time laying in a hospital bed with 2 broken legs, a broken nose. I just lost half my blood. And I was wondering, and I was brought way down low. I mean, I came down to death. I mean, this close. I don't know, I think, anyway, if you're listening to these videos in succession, like I told you, you'll find that story about that. But anyways, you know, so things are looking pretty bleak. And, you know, when you've been brought down to such dire levels, and then here I am, I mean, so many years later, and who would have ever thought, you know, but at that particular time, you know, when things were looking pretty bleak, but, you know, and I brought that one on myself too. If you listen to that story and you find it, if you listen to these videos on social, understand what I'm talking about there, okay? So, you know, I was broken and guided to where I am right now, sitting in front of this chair in front of you, talking, and just saying everything with the greatest hope in my heart that you're gonna listen. Yeah, listen. If I could bring you total peace in your life, I don't care how bleak things were. If you could just take your faith and put it in God. Like I told you before, faith is a muscle. It's got to be exercised. You can't wave a magic wand there either too. Faith is something that has to be strengthened so that you can get to a point where you can take faith in something and then God will bless you. There was a story about when I went to the zoo. Go look in those videos. You know, if you're listening in succession, you'll get that story too. And I know that one of the reasons why that happened for me is because of what I had, the faith that I'd been practicing over here. The faith that I've been practicing over here. And then I have strength from that faith, and then I was over here. So the power that is within your spirit can be strengthened greatly, but it has to be strengthened through the consistency and the persistency of being in a relationship. And through that, and I've given all that and all that, the other videos, the instructions for some of that stuff, and we'll get to it. We're going to get to everything. Okay, but total peace, that's what we're looking for, to be able to detach from that. And then no matter what's happening in this world, no matter what's taking place in your life, no matter what's going on, I'm here to tell you. I mean, I allow myself to get caught up in what I see in the news and oh my gosh, and the financial stuff and everything that could happen. But I remember, and I could take it back when I was a little boy. And there was a lot of negative stuff going on in the world when I was a negative boy too. When I was not a negative boy, but a little boy, there was a lot of negative things that were going on in the world too. And there was people speaking all their gloom and doom and screaming at the sky too, probably, you know. But where was I? I was, just a little child running around, playing, still riding my bike, you know, doing my thing, and having total peace. As a kid, I didn't have anything to worry about, you know, because I always got fed, always got a meal. And even though there's people that are living in poverty and having problems, you know, somehow they're always eating too. I mean, it always works out. It may not be exactly what they want, but it's always worked so we're working, and you need to working towards a peace. Mm-hmm.